Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to talk about planks and the different planks that we have. So Jeremy's going to demo and I'm going to kind of talk through it. So we have front plank and then the two side planks. And then we got the hands and the elbow positions. And then we have the ability to elevate either our hands or our feet in either one of the positions, either on hands or elbows. So just kind of a quick review of the different positions. So Jeremy's going to get in a plank. Let's start off from the hands. So a lot of times we'll call this just the top of the push-up position. Hands are connected to the ground here. The kinetic chain kind of begins at the hands, goes through the body, and then all the way down through the body and into the toes here. The big idea, this is kind of what I'd say is more of a core exercise. The big idea is that we have a very active body position. Sometimes we'll call that a hollow position. So the body from the shoulders here, we're actively pressing out the shoulders. We're looking for the shoulder blades to be rounded, this position here. That means it's active. Opposite to that would be that it's inactive, and you see the pinching of the shoulder blades here. That we would be asking more for, we would ask that if we're doing like a pulling. So we want to go pushing, so we're pushing the ground away. So active here, kind of the same thing here is we're kind of sucking the belly button away from the ground, up and into the spine, so pretty active here. We have the legs engaged, so that's glutes and quads right there, squeezed. And then feet can be together or apart. You get a little bit more stability with a wider foot stance. Together, it has more transference maybe into some of the movements, but that's a big idea there. You can rest. Then the next one we have on the elbows, front plank. So I kind of like this because it takes the wrists and the elbows out of the chain there, and so oftentimes it allows you then to focus more on the core, which is why we're doing this exercise in the first place. A lot of us need more core work. So on the elbows, we have an immediate kinetic chain going up into the shoulders and then the core here. Then there's also a bit of an argument that you're more inclined or more horizontal, so you're getting more stress into the core, which is a good thing. So still active, still active, still active. So that's the front plank, and then the side variations. Let's just go back to the elbow. So Jeremy's, probably, I think the most important part of this is that we don't bias it. The side plank, so what I'm looking for is a straight body line. A lot of times people are piked right here in the hips kicked back, and so we're piked like that, flexed at the hip. So we want to make sure that the hips pushed forward, straight. We have the elbow underneath the shoulder, and again, it's actively pushing down, all right? So we got like a new direction instead of this way. We're pressing out that way. Tight and engaged, tight and engaged, tight and engaged, and we got the stack position. That's actually really hard. The side plank, it's something that we don't get very often. So, can I show the modification where you actually like put the front foot like that? So I like to see, there's a couple different ways you can modify the side plank. So if somebody's super piked and just like, it looks like dog shit, like they don't have very good activation, what we can do is take this top leg and put it over here. Then we focus on the straight line on the bottom leg, the one that's actively, kinetic chain is from here down through the elbow, so we got that straight leg. Another way is that Jeremy can bend the bottom leg 90 degrees, so bend this 90 degrees, and then kind of put it here. I actually like this one a lot too. We still got some plank action going on, and then you get really good activation, okay, especially if it stays very active in it, in the glutes. Glute med specifically, kind of lateral hip, which is really good for us. Again, another thing that we don't get enough of. Alright, so those are kind of our side planks there. So then the next thing that we can do is we can take away connection points to just get more activation. So going back to the top plank, the high plank, Jeremy's, again, hands underneath shoulders, big finger spread. The reason we do big finger spread is it transfers over to handstand movements. Active position. So from right here is we can say, hey Jeremy, lift up your right hand, okay? And keep all other three connection points. And it doesn't matter how high he lifts it. It could just be at 1 inch, and it could be fully pressing out. And then you can switch hands. You can just go back and forth right there. Next thing we can do is say, hey, Jeremy, pick up your left foot. All right? And so we've got that going on. And then go back and forth. And we can also say, pick up your right foot and left hand. So going opposite, kind of unilateral. Again, every time that you do that, you're forcing, you kind of have this scissoring action, you're forcing the core to engage, and which is really good, and that's what we're trying to get. On the side planks, we can do that on the elbows too. On the side plank, okay, again, we want that beginning, starting position, very active. We can do some oscillation. We can let the hip drop and then come back up. Call these side touches, hip taps. We can also lift up that top leg, okay, just a few inches. Again, we want to see though that the body remains in this active position, specifically the shoulder and the hips, and that they're not getting pushed back and getting into a pike position, because then you're using the wrong muscles. We want to make sure that this right here through the center is what's getting the most work. So those are just some of our plank variations. You can throw in a push-up to a plank. You got the renegade rows, stuff like that, all kind of going through that plank position. But it's all good. One of my favorite things to do is to mix these up, obviously. So you can just sit here and burn out planks, but you can do a handful of planks for a timed amount and then mix it with rowing. That's kind of actually one of my favorite warm-ups, is to row and then plank. You get full body and then the core going at the same time. Ooh. All right, your turn.